Okay, so this site, it used to be called colorschemedesigner.com, and they just recently changed their name to this paletton.com, paletton.com. If you actually search colorschemedesigner.com, it'll find this link for you now. This is one of the easiest ways to come up with attractive color schemes, and you're going to want to create a nice looking color scheme that you're going to want to use in your infographic. So the basic options that you need to be concerned about here are up at the top. You can choose whether or not you want a monochromatic one color scheme. You can pick adjacent colors. You can pick a triad of 3 colors, a tetrad of 4 colors, or freestyle of 4 colors. If you stick with kind of these 3 options right here, you can get some nice looking color options. You can, if you want as well, pick with a complement color, and that'll add a complementary color with it as well. So you can do monochromatic with a complement. And then what happens is as you move this little circle here, it will change both of these options and it will change kind of the highlights and the lowlights. So you get a fairly wide array of colors that you can choose from, and you know that they all go along with one another too, which is nice. So you can kind of pick a main color that you like, and once you have that main color, you can play around with the different options, so triad or tetrad, and get some nice looking colors that match. You can make your options lighter or darker. So I'm going to make these just kind of right about here in the middle. And then what you can actually do when you have this is, if you want to see what they look like together, you can click this examples link down here and click around on this artwork, and it will show you some different examples of what these colors look like in practice. So this is actually pretty nice looking, and it uses all these colors that I just chose. So I can see that these are pretty good, and this works well together. So if I decide, yep, this is the one that I want, what you actually do is, if you click on any of these colors here, any of these small boxes or large boxes, it's going to load up this color info. What you want is, you want this code right here, this hex code. It's a 6-digit combination of letters and numbers code. And what you can do is you can click on that. You can right click and say copy, or Control C on your keyboard, and that will copy it. And then what you're going to want to do is, you're going to want to go over into your infographic, pick the object that you want to change the color for, select the color, and where it says hex value, you're going to paste the one you just selected. And now it took, whoops, let me just paste that back in there. It took that color and it replaced it for this. So then if I go into this object here, let's go back into my color scheme designer, and let's pick this blue right here. I'm going to click on it, go to the hex value, right click, copy, go back into here, select this object, select the color, right click, paste, and then it's in here. Now these 2 colors are 2 both dark colors. I probably wouldn't want to do that. If I had a darker background, I'd probably want this to be lighter. So let's select actually this lighter blue, copy, color, paste, and that looks a little bit better. The text is now a little dark, so I'd probably want the text to be a lighter color. I can just make that a lighter gray, and I can make this, click on that, make this a lighter gray, maybe make that white, and maybe make that white as well. I'll select this guy up at the top. Let's use one of these reds. Let's use this dark red. Copy. hex value, double click, paste. All right, now that really doesn't look that great because I just kind of picked and chose at random the colors to go in here. I don't really like this muddy brown background, so I probably wouldn't choose that. But I can then just go back and forth between my two tabs and play around with it a little bit until I get a color scheme that I actually like. Now for your infographics, you're not going to have this text here. You're going to change the text around to fit whatever data you're using. But like I said in the other tutorial video, you're going to make sure that you want to change these colors and develop a nice color scheme following the rules that Williams talks about in her book and the other links that I posted in the resources section. But that's it. Paletton is a nice, easy way to select a color scheme and adhere to the basic rules of color design.